guys. Magic Mike here. I'm your wholesaler coach. I'm the people's stripper. I strip it down and I strip it and show you how to do it in your own business. I'm not the other kind of stripper. So, and I'm also, I teach people how to wholesale deals automatically. So the topic for discussion today is what is the highest and best use of your time? So the reason you want to think about what's the highest and best use of your time is, you know, what if you're working a deal that's not really that going to make you that much money? You know, are you still trying to get into your MLM and get it going? You know, how much time are you putting in as opposed to how much are you getting out? You know, for a while I was doing a lot of deals in the county where I live, and then I would do every now and then a deal in a better county right next to it, and I would make more. And I was like, well, if it's the same amount of work on all these, why don't I just do more in that county where there, you know, there's more money? So if you don't know what wholesaling is already, and you've been watching this channel, what are you doing, right? But for you guys that don't, I'm going to explain it to you. So you get a seller under contract, rights to purchase that property at, say, $30,000. So we'll get $30,000 here, and then we will find a buyer. We'll market that property for $40,000 here. So someone will buy it at this price. They'll get $30,000 to the seller. We'll keep that $10,000 and we'll give that in the middle, right? It's the same as people do it on eBay and Amazon. Selling furniture, it's the same thing. You're just doing it in real estate. So you get the property under contract with the seller. You can sell that contract for $10,000 to the buyer. Easy, done deal, right? So the highest and best use of your time. What if you were, like if I do deals in this one county where I live at, here in Atlanta, I can get deals for 30 and get it for 40, and maybe sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on the area in that county. And they can usually sell them for like 80 or 90, maybe 100 if they do it real nice. And they're usually 3-bedroom, 1 baths, or 1.5. They're never always a 3-2 for some reason, but that's, you know, that's what sells in that market. But I get the same one, pretty much a 3-bedroom 2 in the neighboring county, and I can get them. I mean, so the ARVs in mine are like 100. But when I go to this other county, they're, you know, they can be anywhere between 2 to 500,000, right? And it's the same amount of work. You know, I'm sending out the same amount of mail. It's just to a different county. I'm sending out stamps. Everything costs exactly the same, except when I mail them there, I get bigger deals. So instead, when I apply my same formula, I plug it into you know, the spreadsheet that we offer in the one-on-one coaching program. And in that spreadsheet, I plug in all my numbers, you know, the square feet, how much it's going to take to fix it, about 65% of the ARV. So you take the ARV, let's compare two, right? So I've got this $30,000 deal that I tack on 10,000, I sell it for 40, right? Well, if I've got one in for, let's say 500 in this neighboring county, I'm going to get it for 500. 70% of that is math. Let's just say for this, we'll say 350. So 375. So if we get it at 375, I'm then going to take off the repairs. We'll take it down to 350. I want to make 2,000 or 20,000 on this instead of just 10. So I'll take it down another 20 from 250. So that's 230. And I may even get it less than that. So you know, same amount of mail, same amount of marketing to both areas, since it's more money, I'm able to get more money myself. The buyer also will be even happier because they want deals in that area more than they want them in yours, and so I can make more. And it's the same amount of work to do a deal in both places. It's the same amount of work to do a deal in Fort Worth. Same amount of work to do a deal in Orlando. Same. But Orlando has higher ARVs than Fort Worth or here in Atlanta, for the most part, depending on the part of Atlanta. And ARV, for those that don't know, is after repair value. That's the value that the cash buyer is going to sell it for in a retail market to a retail buyer. Right? They're going to get a conventional loan on it and purchase the property. So, one thing a lot of people say is, oh, go door knocking. It's cheap, right? So you walk this neighborhood, you go knocking on the doors, and you ask them, say, hey, are you interested in selling your house? So if somebody wants to sell the house they live in, I don't know, I doubt it, right? I always market to people who live somewhere else, but they have a house that's vacant, because if it's vacant, you're motivated to get rid of it. It's off in the distance, it's already gone in your mind, right? Oh, now you can get money for it. But you door knocking, and eventually you'll find somebody, maybe if you go through 3 or 4 neighborhoods, or depending on the part you go in or what you say. But in Atlanta here it's hot, so that's another downside. And you just say, hey, do you want to sell your house? And if they come to the door and they say, well, yeah, we want to, you've got yourself a deal, and you essentially spent no money other than gas. You spent gas driving the neighborhood and time doing all of that. And I think some people see it as a rite of passage. You've got to go through this and become a man, become an investor. You've got to go door knocking. And I think that is because it's scary to knock on somebody's door in a neighborhood and say, hey, do you want to sell your house? What are they going to do? The worst thing they can do is say no, really. But walk in that neighborhood, in the time it takes you to walk that neighborhood and to knock on those doors and to finally get a person, it would probably take all day, And what if part of that's in rush hour? Okay, in that same amount of time, I could send out mail to vacant properties who are motivated to sell them, and then have them get sent to, I guess if you're getting started, let's say you don't have a call center like I do, where people take calls for you, but they're going right to your phone. And once they're in your phone, you call them back at your convenience, and you can do deals that way. And those people are, for one, way more motivated. They're going to sell. You're going to get more of those people wanting to sell. And then you're going to be at home, or you could be at your job instead. Let's say if you work Monday through Friday, Saturday is probably the worst time to go door knocking because everybody's out doing stuff. And then what if you do it on Sunday? It's, church, people are out, morning or afternoon. Which time do you go? And I mean, yeah, it's scary, but that's not a good enough reason to do that. And you can leave door hangers as well. So, we buy houses and just leave that on the door hanger and put it on the door. You might as well just do that instead of knocking. But I can sit at home and get better deals. It's a higher and better use of my time. Plus, it's Atlanta, and it's hot. Like, I don't want to be outside, especially. And then it's cold in the winter. No, I'm gonna sit at home, get my AC, and just send out letters. Now, I have a call center, which is like $30 a month, and if you want them, they're great. If you're in the one-on-one, I guess I'll give them to you, and if you're in the group coaching, you'll find them I'll tell them on there too as well. But it's like $50 a month. These people take my calls. I hand them my script. It's the same script that's in the Podio that we give out to the people in the one-on-one coaching. You just hand them that script. They answer all those questions. They send it directly to your back office, and then you get a notification on your phone app that there's a new lead in, and then you take that lead, and you call them back. And what if you're door knocking and you got to give them a contract, and oh well, let me go get that. And if somebody is living in a property, they are definitely not motivated to sell it because they're in the property. They're going to want to move up and get a better one, or they're not going to want to move sideways, and they're definitely not going to want to give you a discount, right? Like, think about the house you're in. If you had to sell that, if somebody came knocking on your door right now, how much would you sell it for? See? Exactly, right? Door knocking is not a good use of your time. You want to think like if you ever worked in retail before, like me, for a couple of weeks. I was a cart pusher at a Blue store with a W, and then I got moved inside, and it wasn't the best use of my time, and they would make me do stuff that wasn't the best use of my time, and they would want you to rush through it and just do it, like some of the people you'll hear be a rhino and just charge. But those are the same people probably, I don't know, that are saying, you should go door knocking. But I don't think you should just charge in and just do something. You should sit back and think about it. There's a great movie called Sherlock or Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. In it, before he sees somebody, he pauses back in his mind and he says, well, I'm going to hit him here, and then I'm going to hit him here, and then I'm going to hit him there, and then he goes and he does all this. That's what you need to do. You need to think about what you're going to do, and then look back and is this the best, highest and best use of my time? If I go door knocking, I'm going to go to these places, if I sit at home, the mailman will go door knocking for me and put them in the mailbox, and then they'll call me. They'll be thirsty for me, not the other way around. And I think when people go door knocking, I think it makes them look thirsty to the seller, but that's just me. One thing my wife does is she sells these new Nintendo switches. They call them a switch because the controllers switch on and off. And so she'll get them, they're like $300. She'll sell them for like $400. And, making a profit on something that's hard to find, right? And, she's like, oh, well, I just made, $400. And the way I see it is, you didn't. This is just a hobby of hers, right? Just sitting at home with the kids while I'm out doing real estate. But so she thinks like, oh, I just made $400. And I was like, no, you made $100. Oh, well, that's still good, right? And it's not really that good. $100. You drove to the store, you bought it, you then went home. They'll give you one at a time, and all that work and time, and you made $100. Maybe if you made $100 a day, that'd be good. But you wouldn't be making $100 every day without necessarily spending your own time on it, right? If I can wholesale a deal and make $5,000 on it, so with 6 hours, that's a way better, higher and better use of my time, right? So I'm going to ask you, what's the highest and best use of your time, right? If you don't know, maybe you might need a mentor, like this guy, in wholesaling. So if we can determine what your highest and best use is going to be, what's going to be the best list to mail out to, what's going to be the best way to do it. Do we need to send them to your Google Voice number? Do we need to send them to a call center? You know, you may not have enough money for that, but we still are going to almost MacGyver way into it. Well, you got a paper clip, a Skittle, and a rubber band. All right, well, how can we bring out the highest and best use of those things to get those deals coming in? So if you found that helpful, imagine what you're going to get in the one-on-one and the group coaching as well, and then the 12-week boot camp. And the link for those is in the description. All right, thanks guys. Magic Mike out.
Thanks for watching the video. We appreciate your viewership. By the way, guys, make sure you subscribe to 100%finance.com. We have a plethora of tools that can help you succeed financially. We have a report on credit repair, 3 tips on how you can improve your FICO score. We also have a business credit ebook. We have a ton of real estate related documents, from deal analyzers to a mortgage calculator, a whole bunch of resources. You just have to subscribe. And one last thing, don't want to forget, we are offering free live webinars to answer your questions. This is only made available to our website subscribers. So you have to subscribe to 100%finance.com to receive the details as to the date, the time, and the call-in information for the webinars to answer your credit repair, business credit, or business funding needs, as well as your real estate related questions. Thank you guys again for watching, and subscribe.